We asked people here in Texas, when is the best time to say yes?
Sister, when is the best time for you to say yes?
Pre-food. Pre-food.
Okay. Brother, when's the best time to say yes?
Whenever your significant other asks for it.
Hey, brother.
Uh-huh.
When's the time that it's best for you to say yes?
During worship service.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Thank you. Bye.
When is the perfect time to say yes? Join us this coming Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time or Sunday 2:30 a.m. Philippine Time and share your thoughts with us. See you there.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone who is tuning in on INCRadio Texas, and thank you for tuning in. I'm here, your main host, Brother Bernhard Gonzaga. I'll introduce you to our co-host and also our panelists for today. And also a big thank you and a shout out for our big help for today are from the District of Oregon, Sister Flaw. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Hello, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening there, wherever you're at around the world. Thanks for having me, INC Radio, Texas. It's always my pleasure to be there with you. And I am Sister Flo Guillermo from the local congregation of Vancouver here in the District of Oregon.
Thank you, Sister Flo, and thank you for being with us here in INC Radio Texas. Of course, one of my co-hosts is Sister Jamie. Sister Jamie, how are you?
I'm great. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in to INC Radio Texas. I'm feeling good today, and I think we have a great topic on hand that will definitely spark some thoughts after this broadcast. And yes, don't adjust your channel. Sister Flo's, her show will be later on this afternoon. So make sure you tune into INC Radio Oregon this afternoon.
Of course, and welcome to our lovely panelists from the local congregation of Umbo. Sister Azanet, how are you?
Hello po. Thank you, Brother Bern. Thank you so much for having me again. And it's always a pleasure to join INC Radio Texas. And I am again Sister Azanet Buwan from Humble, Beaumont GWS. So the baby of Humble, Beaumont GWS. Thank you.
Oh, I think you're muted, Brother Byrne. But you know what? We do have another panelist. Sister Liz, why don't you tell us about yourself, Paul?
Hi, Paul. Hello, everyone. I'm Sister Liz from Sugar Land, but it's Lake Jackson, GWS here in Lake Jackson. This is my first time, Paul, and I am so happy to be part of the INC Radio, one of the panelists.
Awesome. Sorry, Sister Jamie. I thought I pressed the unmute button, but I guess not. So, Sister Jamie, why not you introduce our topic for today?
Absolutely. So, our topic for today is when is it the best time to say yes? We do have a question of the day is what was a decision you made that you are proud of to this day? So I think in our current society, I think a lot of us say yes, or maybe we have a hard time saying no. But we want to uncover basically the nuances as to what's a good time to say yes to something, and what might be something that perhaps you can take a little care of and kind of think through before truly saying yes. And so today we will try to unearth that topic. I think it's funny, I was saying earlier to our panelists that I think we should have had a topic about how to say no because I think we've all identified that we are yes people. I'm definitely a yes person. I really do have a hard time saying no to certain things. However, I think perhaps, as time or as, you get older, you become maybe a little wiser, perhaps. And there are times where, saying yes to something that's appropriate, or that will benefit you, or perhaps that you would be able to help someone out, I think is always a good way to say yes. And if you get proposed to, say yes, sisters. So I mean, so I mean, let me pose the questions, like to our panelists here. I mean, whoever likes to take on this question, like, what is there any, I guess, what would be the most recent yes that you have given, uh, as of late? Like, could be at work, school, maybe your kids wanted something. Do you say yes? So, yeah, what's the most recent yes that you have given?
Oh, the most recent yes, Sister Jamie, is saying yes to INC Radio Texas for being here. So I think that's the best yes so far this morning. There'll be more yeses later on today.
I couldn't agree more. Absolutely. That is the best yes we have received today. So thank you so much, Sister Flo, for really saying yes to the hosting with us. What about you, Sister Liz or Sister Azneth? I mean, most recent yes. Like, when you're, I mean, if you have kids or, a loved one, like, what's, I guess, the best time to like say yes?
Well, my most recent yes was last Thursday evening. I know this is something that will put me on the line, like helping a teacher from other state asking a job offer for our district. So without knowing the person, because we know that person is a Filipino, we immediately jump in and say yes. And so that person was immediately interviewed last Friday, and with the connections, like if they know your work ethic in wherever you work, and you ask a person, like someone is asking for a job, do you have any position? So thanks be to our father, he was interviewed and he will be offered a position on Monday. So that was the most recent yes, but I am hoping that that person will be performing well, because I will
That,
take all the heat.
oh, that is amazing. So that's okay. So one basically like kind of reason to say yes is because you're vouching, for that, giving them credibility for them to, knowing that they can, do this job and do it well. So that is interesting. So that is a good way to say yes to something, is when you know that you can vouch, or give, credibility to that individual. What about you, Sister Liz? What's your most recent yes?
My recent one was at work, because usually I do invoices, monthly invoices, and we have two clinic in my work. So since the clinic needing some help, and I have to finish my invoices because it's at the end of the month. So even though I can't do it, but I told them, yes, I will help. So I end up, helping my coworkers to pull patients. And I'm not able to finish my work because I have to help them, because I said, yes, I will help, my coworkers to take care of the patients.
And I think in this instance, then, like, the saying yes is really to help with the process, right? I think it's something that it needs to happen. You need to process, like, these patients, and then, fully well that, processing invoices can be done at a later time. So okay, so we've already established, like, saying yes, to credibility, and then saying yes to, like, being a true team player in this
Teamwork.
instant teamwork, right? In this is instance, right? Brother Burn, what is your most recent yes?
Actually, my recent yes was, of course, being a main host in the INCRadio Texas. It's hard, but we're going through it. So please bear with me. But anyway, I interviewed some of the brethren in our locale, which is Umbo. As you can see from the intro video, that was me talking or asking the question. Some of them, I actually interviewed like 15 or 16 people. Only some of them say yes or had an idea to say yes to a certain a thing. So hopefully, those who some of those people who doesn't know yet are tuning in here so they can know um, how to say yes to anyone, especially one of I think it was your husband, Kazinet. I was asking that he would say yes. It depends on the situation. If it's wrong I mean, if it's right or wrong. So of course we're going to the positive side, which is why we're here discussing it. And on our YouTube chat, most of them saying that it's all about family. They said yes to their kids, yes to my mom, to their mom, to their dad. So I think it's more of um, a life choice, maybe. So my recent yes, of course, the main host, and then of course, saying another to my duty in church. Of course, you can't say no to that. For me, I mean, I always say yes because that's adding more blessing to me.
Like Brother Burns said, it's like according on the situations, especially at work, if they ask you to work overtime, but you have to perform your duty, then that's the time you're not gonna say yes because you know those comes first before your job. So it's according on the situation. Yeah, that's
Okay, so that makes sense. So Brother Byrne, your yes was driven by the fact that this is a new challenge for you to take on as hosting, hosting duties. And thank you for doing that. And
Yes,
I just think
right now my hands are kind of shaky.
it's okay. We're
Just
we're,
by saying these words, just by saying
me
this word.
together, Brother Burns.
Let
You're
me
doing
think
great,
of
Brother
something in my
Burn.
head.
You're doing great.
I think Sister Jamie and I mean all of us here can attest that it's so nerve wracking when you're in front of the camera, and it's really I tell myself you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Yes, I can do it, but sometimes it's you know here and there.
and sometimes, when you say yes, right? And I think in this instance, it's like, where you were getting outside of our comfort zone. I think it's also beneficial because then you're able to challenge yourself and kind of test yourself in ways that you probably wouldn't normally challenge yourself otherwise. So I think it's a good yes, Brother Byrne. I think we're all enjoying, we're enjoying you hosting and you're doing a great job. Thank you. Thank you for saying yes. So I mean, let me ask, the panelists, and I mean if you have like maybe, because I think actually, you know what, before we do that, before I ask that question, Sister Flo, I know there's probably some burning, responses to in our chat. So why don't we read some of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure thing. I got a couple of them that I was able to capture. Hello to Brother Nathaniel Russell out there in South Central States. He said, I say yes to my son, so his son, as much as possible, so that when I say no, he knows I have a good reason. Anything positive or good, I will usually say yes to him. Also, from Brother Matt Carl's Talents. Hello, Paul. It's easy to say yes to your kids, especially when they did well in school and they deserve being rewarded for their accomplishments. So, yes, there's different situations to say yes, and you just have to be mindful of what you're saying yes to. Also, you need to think about what's going on in your situation, um, and if you can make way for that request, then and you're able to, why not? If it benefits that person as well as yourself, then more so to say yes. um, and we do that a lot as members of the Church of Christ because we'd like to also be performing our duties, and I know that it benefits us a lot. So most time we also think about the benefits, that why we're saying yes.
Absolutely. So I mean, I was going to pose a question, and I know saying yes to things like to this, to your point, Sister Flo, like where, it benefits us. And I think with Brother Byrne, like kind of really going out of his comfort zone, because it also, again, that's also beneficial. With Sister Liz, saying yes to, like teamwork and team playing, is the fact that like you're showing your basically your core values of being a team player, or like someone who participates, or someone who's willing, right? You're willing, and you're right, and it all depends on basically the circumstances that we're all in. And I think with sisters, as in, it's like like really giving credibility to someone that they haven't know, like you were kind of like like haven't really known, but that they can do a good job. I think that's those are really like good like reasons to say yes. And so let me ask this, maybe perhaps like I don't know if like our audience can sound off also in the comments, but I mean, I don't have kids, but I have nieces and nephews. And so when is a good time to say like yes to your kids? Because I know they're living in this um in this time and day. I mean, I grew up in a different time. I mean, I think as we all did, in a different generation, where I think nowadays, there's a lot of social media influence where, like even for like just pop culture or like music, and they want to be part of really the norm. Like all my friends are doing it, like why can't I? So if you have, yeah, if you have kids or like have dealt with it with like maybe nieces and nephews, younger cousins, or family members, like how do you balance that saying yes? Anyone can jump in on this question.
Actually, Sister Jamie, especially mines are both teenagers now. Saying yes to them always entails like sometimes it's so difficult. Like we don't agree all the time. We disagree with a lot of things, but as long as we're saying yes because we're following God's commandments. Like even on their choices in career, sometimes we as parents we have we're different of what we want them to accomplish or what we want them to get in the future. But it's always our kids choice, and we give that freedom of choice to them as long as we are guiding them. If you choose this one, make sure that you are not going against God's laws and commandments.
I want to jump on that,
Yes.
Sister Jamie, because there's always pros and cons before you say yes. Whether, and you're right, Sister Neth, that when we're speaking with our older children, that it's good to pose, okay, what are the good parts and what are the not so good parts before you say yes, because in the end there's a couple things that might impact them. First is they're them being members of the Church of Christ, following, like you said, um, the what we follow here in the church, and also how it will impact their future. So I think it's good to talk things out before they can make the decision whether they say yes or no.
It's like saying yes with reminders and guidance.
Yes,
Mhm.
I agree.
For the little kids, yes.
I am so grateful that you guys are here. I am learning a lot of stuff. Actually, I'm learning a lot of stuff and growing to this new age now, new generation. It's really hard on adjusting. Uh, um, Especially, it's really hard to be with people. If you're with the right people, you have to be really smart, and of course, be on the teachings that we receive from the Church of Christ. And yeah, that's really hard. Now that I'm listening to all of you, this is really spiritual for me too. That
Mhm.
you have to be careful on everything.
It's very enlightening to your point, Brother Bernard. I completely agree with you, because I think we also have to remind ourselves that, I mean, again, like I said, I'm not a parent, but I can only imagine raising teenage, like teenage kids, during this day and age. And like even maybe like if you have older adult, like, like kids, I think, we still, at the end of the day, we're still all parents and we still have to guide them, right? So saying yes, making sure that this aligns, with our Christian culture, making sure that this aligns with, the morals that, that we need to uphold. So I think, keeping those things in mind, um, will make things, I mean, I have to say, growing up, when I get no all the time from my parents, we don't understand why. And I think I like the fact that it becomes a discussion. I think one of you have mentioned that, like, let's discuss it. Like, why should I say yes? Like, like you almost have to kind of like spell out, like, like the pros and cons. And it's really at the end of the day, it's to only benefit you. And I guess I'm speaking as, a daughter that, or, like I think at the end of the day, when I think back at like, like how my mom, raised us, because she was a single parent, like, and we a lot of times didn't understand, like, she said no, why can't you say yes? But then it's because, our generations, but we didn't discuss why she said no. It was like, nope, you're done, end of discussion. And I'm loving the fact that this generation, this newer generation, it's open for discussion. It's like, convince us why we need to say yes, but knowing fully well that this needs to align with our, with our Christian culture. It needs to align with, like our Christian morals. So perhaps a little, PSA to all of our young listeners out there. Just because your parents said no doesn't mean they're not going to say yes, without like further discussion. So, I mean, Sister Flo, are there any reactions or any kind of other people answering, our two viewers answering the question?
Actually, our brethren are coming in from all different parts of Texas. I'm learning the geography of Texas as well. Just wanted to just maybe mention some of our viewers here. Sister Christine Pevinsky, I think I know her. She's a sister, one of our sisters here in Oregon. And let's see, Sister Susan Miguel is watching from Killeen. Sister Blessy, Sister Blissilda also. Brother Mario Oka coming in from the Philippines. Brother John Caldwell from Universal City. I have to visit Texas. And Sister Camille Brillera. I wonder if they're related to some brethren here in Oregon as well. We have Brilleros here as well. And of course, Sister Lilibeth is here too. Sister Army Martin. Um, oh, she said here, let's see, let's read hers. She said, saying yes to challenges that can help you grow and improve in life as long as it's in alignment with God's teachings. I couldn't agree more. Um, Taking on challenges, sometimes you think it's hard challenges, and maybe you're probably gonna say, oh, I don't know if I could do it. But I think when you open yourselves up to saying yes to hard challenges, you'll never know what you are capable of. You'll never know your strength. So when you're posed with the challenges, maybe a different, uh, could be anything that you want to try out, maybe a sport, or maybe a different type of job, something way out of something away from what you normally do and wanting to try. That's a perfect opportunity to grow, um, and expand your knowledge. So I love that answer that she gave to us. Thank you so much, sister. There you go.
That sounds great.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, oh, yeah,
Oh
go
no.
ahead, Sister Jenny.
Oh no. I think we still have just a little. Do we have a CFO in action, or do we have another? I was just gonna
We'll
pose.
have we'll just announce the activities. They have a CMDP as vitals. wellness check on the 16th in the local congregation of Killeen. I hope I'll be there so I can check on my blood pressure right now if it's too high or too low. But anyway, unfortunately, we have to end this segment of ours. Thank you for everyone who tuned in, and thank you for the panelists, for the host as well, Sister Flo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. What we learned today is a very special one because we have to remind ourselves that not all no's are bad, and not all yes are good. So there you are, Paul. Shout outs and greetings, Sister Liz. You have a shout out and greetings for us?
I just want to say hello po to all the brethren in Sugarland and Lake Jackson, and to our residence minister, Brother Ricky Bravo, and his wife po and his family. Hello po, everyone. Thank you po.
Awesome. How about you, Kazinet?
Yes, po. Thank you so much again for having us today. And shout out, big shout out to my family, the Buwan family, Beaumont GWS, and Humboldt, Texas, po. To all the brethren, thank you for listening today.
How about you, Sister Jamie?
Thank you all, everyone, tuning in from our great district of Texas. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I also always remember my old stomping ground, to the district of Bay Area and Silicon Valley. Hello to my friends and family out there. And again, thank you so much all for tuning in. I hope you have you had a nice takeaway of when to say yes and maybe when to say no. Brother Byrne.
Thank you. And also special mention for our Sister Flo from the District of Oregon.
Yes, before we go there, I would just want to recognize someone that's tuning in, Sister Imelda Tan. She is tuning in from Vienna, Austria. So in Europe, Austria, Europe. Well, so thank you so much. Lokal ng Bien Center. All right. Thank you so much. And thanks again, always, INC Radio Texas, for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here with all of you. And I wanted to just say hello to Sister Jennifer and Sister Josephine Valeria of Killeen, local congregation of Killeen. Hello. I hope to see you soon. And come join us on INC Radio Oregon. We are at 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So I believe that is 5 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. So come join us. Our topic is on confidence, learning to build your confidence.
All right. Thank you, Sister Flo. Oh, so you have something to watch again, your confidence. That's a good one. We would like to thank our multimedia advisor, Brother Archie Talents, of course, our CFO overseers, Brother Jeffrey Domingo, our Assistant District Minister, Brother T.O.D. Sampson, our District Supervising Minister, Brother Virginio Ramilo II, our Executive Producer, Brother Emmanuel Ndaya. Of course, special thank you for our CFO Coordinator and CEBSI CEO, Brother Angelo Eranio Manalo, and also special thank you to Brother, our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Tune in IC Radio Texas next Saturday at 1:30 Central Standard Time. Subscribe to our IC Radio too, Texas. Don't forget to click like, hit that bell notification so you can so you're in time on the run program. Also, introducing the next show, INC Radio Virginia.